Wes du har min friend and welcome to another video. Oh boy, oh boy. Our wallets are going to suffer once again because there is a thing coming out very soon, and that's a 31-disc Ultimate Collector's Edition of the Middle-earth movies, all the Lord of the Rings films and the Hobbit films by Peter Jackson. I believe it's going to contain 31 discs featuring the theatrical and extended versions of the 6 Middle-earth films in 4K resolution with high dynamic range, HDR, and on remastered Blu-ray. The collector's edition also includes bonus content never before released for home entertainment, collectible packaging, art cards, and more. The article further says, celebrating the 20 years of adventure and friendship as Warner Brothers releases the Middle-earth Ultimate Collector's Edition timed to the 20th anniversary of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. The 31-disc Ultimate Collector's Edition of Peter Jackson's Middle-earth saga contains new special features along with the theatrical and extended versions of all 6 films in 4K Ultra HD and on Blu-ray discs remastered from the 4K master. The Ultimate Collector's Edition will be released on October the 26th. Alright, my source is theonering.net, by the way. Although I don't really like to use them as my source, but, well, it's just about a collectible. Right, so, what do I think about it? I'm a collector myself, right? So, having another collector's edition is not a problem for me, especially if it contains both the theatrical and the extended versions. If it only contained the extended versions, it would be okay. I don't watch the theatrical versions anyway. Who would? Of course, I don't really care for the Hobbit films. The first one was okay, but, you know, the remaining two atrocities. And I'm all about the tchotchkes, you know, the booklets and the collectible cards and the postcards and the trading cards and things like that. I've only got one gripe with it, but it's not specifically about The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. It's about all films, especially older films. Well, it's not, you know, such a bad case with the Hobbit films because they are relatively new. But I don't really like remastering films as far as the visuals go. I think that if you release a film from the 80s or from the 70s or even older films from the 60s and the 50s, if you remaster them visually and release them on Blu-ray, it loses the atmosphere, it loses the right feeling, it loses something. Because old films had a certain look that you're used to, and if you remaster them and make them HD, well, it's just not the same, it feels weird. So that's, you know, first, feels weird, doesn't feel right. And secondly, you know, in most cases, it doesn't really, you can't really remaster them so that it looks like a newly made film. So if they make, and that's just my opinion, your opinions might of course differ, if they make a new film in HD or 4K, whatever, that's okay, of course. We live in 2021. You know, films look differently nowadays than they looked freaking 20, 30, 50 years ago. But I prefer watching films as they looked at the time. So, ideally, I should get myself a VHS player and a bunch of VHSs of my favorite films so that I can watch them as they came out. Of course, there are technical problems with VHSs, right? It's just more comfortable to watch them on a disc. This being said, I am a huge proponent of physical media, especially in our day and age when censorship is more and more common and entire scenes and parts of movies are being deleted from the films and films are being banned. So my suggestion is get as much stuff that you like as possible on physical media before it's gone. The last thing worth mentioning is that the Ultimate Collector's Edition price is going to be $249.99. So it's, you know, some people would consider it quite pricey, but for what it is, all the 6 films, plus bunch of bonuses, and I love watching, like, you know, making of and interviews and things like that. Like $250 for 31 discs and some tchotchkes and nice collector's box. Yeah, why not? If it wasn't remastered. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think, if you're going to get it on October the 26th or later, if you're going to make it a Christmas gift for yourself or for somebody else. And that would be all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and Marie.